what I'm going to talk to you about today and share with you is, really the secret is that you don't have to do it all. But you really can look like you do and feel like you do, which is really the important part. You know, there's one part that's the appearance, but really how you feel. You feel like you got your act together and you can go through your life and look back on it and say, yeah, I did, I had it. I was doing the things that I wanted to do. I made the difference that I wanted to make. So I really don't have any real magic easy buttons or any just pixie dust to sprinkle on this and just make it really slick. But I will talk you through some of the expectations that I think we all face. They come from our families, our friends, our communities, our neighbors, our churches, whatever that might be. You know, from our extended families, from our jobs, and of course from ourselves. I think each one of us is guilty to putting some pretty rough expectations on ourselves. And then walk through, again, nothing really magic, but just hopefully some pointers that you can walk away with, and I'll share a little bit of my insight, and hopefully there's some things that resonate with you that you could apply in your life that work for you as well. So I'm not the first person to talk about, you know, balancing life and how life is in my mind, it's kind of a teeter-totter. And here we are as the woman, we're at the base of that teeter-totter. You know, we're a mom, we're a boss, we're an employee, we're a friend, we have a role as a daughter. You know, there's a whole variety of roles that we take on. And along with that comes some associated expectations, right? You look at the mom and the wife role, and plenty of them. That's a pretty big weight to put on your shoulders when it comes to being a woman. But on top of that, you know, we have household things to manage. You know, paying the bills, you know, filling your refrigerator, maybe out grocery, maybe dealing with the refrigerator when it breaks down. All of those things, just managing a household, managing your finances, there's some expectations and some responsibilities that come to that. One of the other balls that I have up here is, you know, we're working women. We've got our career, or even if it's just a job, it's taking a certain amount of your time. It comes with certain expectations and things in your life that you have to balance. Many of us are, you know, maybe taking an STS test now, or pursuing further education. You know, I know that I've gone back multiple times for additional degrees or certifications or something just, you know, to move my career or my self-interest to the next level. You know, but again, some expectations and pressures that we have to deal with on that. I listed up here, you know, religion or church or your faith. I mean, some of us, you know, maybe we're not really involved, but you know, even just finding time to go, let alone, you know, teach Sunday school or get involved during the week or, you know, wrap presents at Christmas. You know, each one of us has different kind of expectations that are put on our lives from our backgrounds. Along with that, our neighborhoods. I know the neighborhood that I just moved out of. You know, you move in and the expectation is that, you know, you're in the PTA, that you're hanging out at the block parties, you know, that at Halloween you're dressed up in costumes too. You know, that was there were some expectations, some pretty hefty ones, quite honestly, that were kind of put on your shoulders as the woman of the house. And that's not the case. They're different everywhere you come, but, you know, we all have our own unique things that we have to look at. And by the way, we certainly have things about our appearance and our health, you know, whether you find time to exercise. And I think, you know, it's fair to say we're expected to come in, you know, dressed and somewhat, you know, a little deodorant on, maybe shower now and then. You know, there's certainly expectations. You really just can't walk in and I would argue that as a woman, that expectation is a little bit higher than if we were a guy, quite honestly. So, you know, maybe not that important in your mind, but still another element, another thing we gotta balance out there. And oh, by the way, hobbies. You know, maybe you actually want to do something that you're really passionate about. I don't care if it's scrapbooking or sports or you know, doing the outdoors. You know, most of us go through life and it's not just centered around all these other things. It is also about, you know, finding some hobbies and getting involved in things that we want to do. So, you know, plenty of things to think about, especially as we're at the base of that teeter-totter. And, you know, one of the things that I find is that on top of these expectations that we have, and just seriously, the second that you get them in balance, what happens? One of them changes. You know, you have a baby, your mom gets sick, you got a promotion at work and it's going to take how much more of your time? You know, or your husband gets laid off. A variety of things happen to make these balls, you know, they get bigger. Sometimes they start rolling like crazy and all you're doing is chasing after them and you're going to never catch it. You know, and the truth is that some of these balls, as you're sitting there juggling and trying to keep everything balanced, there's some you can, that will bounce for you. You can drop them, you can let them go, and they will bounce. And when you get the time, or it's the right time to go back, you can go back and pick that up. You know, I think a lot of our hobbies are that way, as an example. You know, I have a lot of things I like to do. When things get really hectic, they kind of need to move to the side, as an example. But I tell you what, my family ball that I'm balancing, I can't drop that one. It'll break. My kids, where they are right now, too fragile. My relationship with my parents, my sister, my husband, all of that, that one can't go away. It can maybe kind of shrink down and maybe move to the side for a little bit, but I can't flat out drop it. I can't, it's not worth it. In the end, it's not something that I want to have to rebuild. And so, you know, looking at all of those things, and how do we do it all, right? You know, there's a lot of expectations and they're changing on us. So like I said, I don't have an easy button. I just have a couple of pointers, and I listed out 7.